So the first card you have for your past is the King of Pentacles. So yeah, obviously this is something to do with work, money. I think that's where your focus has been at this time. And I think I'm also seeing you probably saving money. I think you might have been saving up your money very slowly towards something that you wanted. And I think that was all going in a very good direction for you. And you were determined to save money. And I think that was where the key to that success was. And you're still doing that, I think. I'm also seeing, I'm seeing work-related things. I think there might be a couple of problems that you had around your workplace. I'm getting this feeling of being watched, actually. Being watched really, really closely. It's really not a very good feeling. I think someone might have been watching you. Really closely watching you, kind of not making you, but seeing whether you're going to slip up or seeing what you're going to do and kind of putting pressure on you. And obviously this would have been affecting your concentration. I think you did very, very well under the circumstances, but I think your concentration was a bit messed up by this person, which is understandable. But I also think even though your concentration was a bit messed up, I'm not feeling that it was a great big terrible disaster or you're very, very upset by it. I think you thought this was annoying, obviously, but I'm not getting a very upset feeling around it. I think you're just kind of like, well, I know what they're like, whatever. It's that kind of thing. And this person really thought they were trying to get themselves to look as if they were above you in some way. They weren't, but that's how they were trying to kind of appear. Because if you look at this king's face, to me at this time, he's looking a little bit snooty or a bit superior. So someone was trying to give the impression that they were better than you. And they're trying to catch you out to make you look, bad, or it's something like that. So if this resonates and you're still in the middle of this, I think, they'll probably leave you alone eventually and move on. I know it sounds like I'm saying, oh, ignore them and they'll go away. I'm not saying that. I am seeing that they will eventually move on from that once they realize that they're not getting anywhere with that. And also I think the fact that you are kind of quite laid back, or I'm getting this kind of thing around this, that's they weren't getting a kind of a reaction from you, and I think that's kind of going to make them move on as well. They're not very confident. I'm getting the feeling that they're not a very confident person. And maybe they're not as good at the job as they'd like to be. And what they're trying to do is turn this spotlight away from them, a negative spotlight away from them, onto someone else, and you just happen to be there. So I think if the spotlight was turned on them and they were scrutinized, there would be a million problems people would see around how their performance is at work. And so they're trying to deflect from that, and they're not very confident. That's what I'm seeing. So they're putting on this kind of facade of, oh, I'm better, I'm this, I'm that. It's not true, that. So, but you were very laid back about this. You weren't so stressed. I'm not getting any big stressful feeling around it. That's what I'm seeing. So yeah, the next card you have for your past is the Three of Wands. There are a couple of things in this card, I think. Obviously, this is the card of waiting. And I think an opportunity is going to come into you, but at this time you are still waiting for it. And maybe that's why you weren't as bothered as you normally would be around this person who was watching you and kind of bothering you and trying to kind of scrutinize you. Because I think your head and your focus was on this thing that you're waiting to come in. And I'm getting the feeling that this is something that you might have put in for, or something that you wanted, and you're just kind of waiting for a formality to come in. I think it's something like you might have been verbally promised this thing or something, and it's like, well, I've been verbally promised it, they've said it's coming in, so I just have to wait for the final kind of official thing to come in, and then it's done. That's the kind of feeling I'm getting around this. So you might have kind of emotionally checked out from whatever was going on with this person in the King of Pentacles, and that might be why you weren't so bothered. Yeah, and this is around another work thing that you're waiting for, something to do with money or work or something, because this can be the card of, waiting for trade or commerce or money to come through with these ships that are coming in, because in this time in Italy in the Renaissance, there was a lot of trade coming backwards and forwards, especially through Venice. So that's why this card is quite often about, money and business and, work and all of that kind of thing. Now, I think you're right that this thing is definitely coming in for you. It's just a formality you just have to wait for. It is going to take a little bit longer than you thought it was going to take, but it's going to come. That's what I'm seeing. Again, I'm not seeing any frustration around this wait either, because I think you just know it's going to come. And that's why you're quite calm around this whole work situation. That's what I'm seeing there. So the last card you have for your past is the Hanged Man. So yeah, obviously the Hanged Man, he's hanging around waiting. So this is another waiting card. So you're still waiting for this thing to come through. This is showing me that again. And you had a lot of patience. I'm seeing that again. So the other thing I'm seeing in this card is that, yeah, this is quite an emotional situation I'm seeing in this card. Someone was thinking about you. They weren't taking action. Their head was quite all over the place. I think this is a love connection. I think this is someone you were separated from. I'm getting a very, very, very strong feeling that this person does not want to be separated, but they are. They might have thought that they wanted to be once, I don't know, but at this time that I'm reading this, they really either regret it or they don't want this separation. That's what I'm seeing here. And I think the other thing I'm seeing is that when this separation happened to them, it really rocked them. It really turned their world upside down, like this man who's upside down. Now, they're not sure what to do with all these feelings. They're having very strong feelings. Obviously, this is in the past, but they're still like this now, I think. I think, they have all these very deep, very confused feelings all over the place, and they're not sure what they want to do with all of these feelings. So I don't think they've spoken to you about how they feel. I don't think they've spoken to anyone really about how they feel. I think they're very messed up in their mind, and I don't think they will approach you or anyone or do anything about this until they've got themselves together a bit more. They just feel like they're really upside down. They're not the right way up right now. There's a lot of heavy emotion around this. They're feeling quite down. I'm getting that. And not just down though, very, very mixed up. And they're not happy about this separation. That's what I'm getting in that card. So the first card you have for your present is the Seven of Swords. Yes. Sneaky card. But I'm also seeing other things in this card. I think this opportunity or this thing you're waiting for might be a new job or something like that. I think it has something to do with words. I'm seeing a combination of words and technology. So it might be writing, might be publishing, something like that. Again, I'm not seeing you feeling anxious about this wait. It's like, I know it's coming in. I know I'm going to get this, or I know it's going to happen. It's fine. I just have to wait. And you're right about that. That's what I'm feeling as well. And it's going to happen in a series of steps, one thing at a time. A small step's going to lead to another step, and then you're going to get there. That's what I'm seeing with that. Again, I'm seeing this person in the King of Pentacles, this difficult person who was bothering you. Again, I'm seeing they were acting like this, and they probably still are, because they want to take from you. Not literally, it's not like they want to steal from you like this man. It's like they're trying to take your confidence. This card's all about a lack. The man in this card lacks something. That's why he's stealing from other people. If he had it himself, he wouldn't have to steal. Some people steal for no apparent reason, but that's what I'm getting. I'm getting a lack, wanting to take from other people because they're feeling a lack, and that's how this person was feeling. So they were lacking in confidence, and they wanted to take your confidence, but they didn't do that, and they're still not doing that. That's what I'm seeing. Yeah, the next card you have your present is the Page of Wands. So yeah, this is why they want to take what you have. they have this very strange, almost snooty attitude that I was seeing in the King of Pentacles, that I have to know everything around the workplace. I have to know my job. I have to know everything. I can never ask a question. I can never look as if I don't know anything. I can never feel as if I'm a fool or if I'm learning. You're the opposite. Not that you want to feel a fool, but it's that you don't mind asking questions. You're willing to learn new things. You don't mind being a student like this page. You know, if you don't know something, you'll say, oh, what's this about? Can you just explain that to me? And then you gain a lot of knowledge. So you're gaining very, very fast. And this person is not, because they're too afraid to be a student like you are. So that's what I'm seeing around that. That's the other thing. They're not willing to look like a learner, and their ego is a little bit too big. That's where their problem is. I'm also seeing a new connection ahead of you. I think this might be someone who wants a love connection with you. This is not this person in the Hanged Man. This is another person. I'm not really seeing this as being anything serious in terms of love. You're not going to go and, turn this into a new relationship or anything like that. But it's important for you in terms of learning. This person's going to teach you things. Now, you might not even end up in a relationship with them, but I think they will want that with you. But the kind of person that they are, they have a very new, very different way of looking at the world, a very unusual, very different way of looking at things. And I think you're going to take up a lot of what they say. They have an interesting world view, and I think they're going to really teach you a lot, and that's going to really change your perspective. So I think, even though I'm not seeing a love relationship, even though I think they might want that, listen to what they have to say, be their friend if you're not interested, and just kind of listen to them, spend time with them, because I think you have a lot to learn from this person. And I think being around this person is going to be a very, very positive, very important change in your life. It's going to be really good for you. That's what I'm seeing now. So the last card you have, your present, is the Empress. Beautiful, beautiful Empress. So yeah, I think this might be a message to you. This thing that you're waiting for, I'm seeing again, it's definitely going to come in for you. And eventually, not straight away, but eventually, it's going to bring you an abundance, an increase in money, an increase in prosperity, all of that kind of thing. But what's going to lead to that prosperity increase is an increase in ideas. I think you're going to give birth to a lot of new ideas, like this beautiful Empress who's a mother. So I think what's going to happen is you're going to do something that you love. The formality is going to come in for you. You're going to end up doing this thing, and then you're going to really, really, really grow in whatever this new role is. I'm seeing you really, really using your own mind, using your own ideas, because I think in this other situation you're in this job or whatever, in the King of Pentacles, you weren't allowed to use your full potential, your full imagination, your full mind, and now you're able to do that. And as you do that, that's where the prosperity comes from. I'm seeing your ideas, even if they're crazy, even if they're mad, the ones that come in out of nowhere are the most important ones to you. They're the ones that have the abundance behind them. So all of these ideas that are going to come into your head are going to gradually lead to abundance for you. I really hope that makes sense for you, because I know it's a bit rambly. Don't doubt yourself. This abundance is going to come in, and again, it's coming from your creativity, coming from your creative ideas that come from you, that come from your heart. That's what I'm seeing. So the first card you have for your future is the Six of Cups. Yeah, there are a few different things in this card, I think. I'm definitely seeing you with this new, fresh outlook that I was seeing in the Page of Wands, and I think that person's going to be crucial in showing this to you. It's helping you to look forward. This person's going to help you to look forward with fresh eyes. And also, you won't see as many obstacles in front of you. So that's going to really help you with this ideas that are coming to your head with this business or whatever this is. I don't mean for this to be a work reading or a money reading. It's turning out like that. But yeah, this card's also about freshness. It's also about innocence. It can be about nostalgia. And I think, this fresh outlook that you're gaining, that this person in the Page of Wands is going to help you to see, it's going to help you to look forward, but it's also going to help you to look backwards with fresh eyes as well. I think, I'm just seeing you're going to be a little bit more forgiving towards some things that were said and done to you back when you were a child or a teenager. That's what I'm seeing. I'm not saying you're going to blindly forgive everything, because I think there were some not so great things that were said and done to you. But I think you're going to look forward, you're going to have this new outlook, and it's going to help you to look back, and you're going to be able to see the intentions behind some of these things that happened to you, that were said to you, maybe weren't quite as bad as you used to think. Because you're going to start to see the intention behind what the things that were done and said to you. Now, some of them you can't forgive, and you can't look back and kind of get closure around them. That's okay. But there are going to be some where you can. And so that's going to be really, really important for you as well, important for your growth. That's what I'm seeing there. I hope that made sense to you. The other thing I'm seeing here is that this person who was separate from you, I think they're very, very mixed up still at this time. I think they also caused you a lot of problems as well. I think they're still not going to be coming to talk to you yet. I think they really want to, because I think they really don't want this separation, but they're not going to yet at this time. They're going to just retreat. They're going to be by themselves. I get this very mixed up feeling still with them. They're just going to retreat to themselves. They will come to you later. They will come and talk to you later, I think. But at this time in the future, they're just going to be just getting themselves together still. That's what I'm seeing. But they look back over their time with you, and that's what's kind of haunting them or hurting them. That's what I'm seeing. The next card you have for your future is the Knight of Wands. So again, I think this is about you really thinking in these new ways, these really unusual ways. And your confidence is really going to keep on growing and growing and growing to the point where you'll just start to move forward with these ideas without thinking. That's what this Knight does. He just rushes off without thinking. And you're going to have the confidence now to be able to do that. Now, you're going to have lots of these ideas that I was seeing in the Empress card. Some are going to work, some aren't going to work. You're just going to throw them forward, see what works, see what doesn't. It's a numbers game, and you're going to have the confidence to see, oh, it's a numbers game. If it doesn't work, I'm not going to see this as a great, big, terrible, horrible failure. No, it's like, oh, well, next. And that's what you're going to do. That's what I'm seeing there. I'm also seeing that you're going to be recognized for some of this work that you're doing. You're going to be in a bit of a spotlight because of that. Now, don't be afraid of this recognition, this spotlight. Don't be afraid of the feeling. Because if you look at this Knight, he's rushing forward, but he feels a little bit out of control. Now, it's just a feeling. It doesn't mean that he is out of control. He's just feeling like that. So what you've got to do is remember, when you're in the spotlight, when you do have this feeling, just remember that it's just a feeling. It's inside of you. It doesn't matter that it doesn't mean it's real. It doesn't mean that you are out of control, or things are going wrong, or that people are seeing and they're looking at you and laughing. None of that's happening. It's just inside of you. That's what I think the message of this card is. So, if you start worrying or getting that feeling, if this is resonating with you, just think about this card and what's on it. Just picture it in your mind, and that'll remind you that you are in control. This is just all happening inside of you. That's what I'm getting with that card. The last card you have for your future is the Two of Cups. So yeah, again, there are a few things in this card. I'm seeing some healing. That's what this caduceus is saying to me in the middle of these two cups. It can be about, it can be a medical symbol, meaning healing, getting better, getting well. And I think that's what this person who's unhappy about this separation is still going to be doing for a long, long time. I think they feel that they have a very, very strong connection with you, which is what's in this card, or they used to. They have a heart connection with you. They have a mind connection with you even now. They miss it so, so much, but they're really not together in their mind. They've had a lot of problems or something going on. I don't know if it's mental health problems or they're just mixed up or whatever. Something's happened. There's some chaos. They don't feel ready to come towards you yet, but they will do that. But they need to heal themselves first. That's what I'm getting in that card. So, Pisces,